this is going to be a tutorial on how to sew in your ends if you've never crocheted before. The things you're going to need is you're going to need a needle, for a yarn needle, something to thread it with. I've got a threader here, and a pair of scissors. So when you finished your granny square or whatever project that you're working on, you're going to want to sew in those ends. And so what I usually end up doing, excuse me, let me scoot up just a little bit so I can see what I'm doing, is you're going to take the needle, put it through the little needle threader, and pull it through like that. And there you go. You got your needle in there. And what I normally do with these granny squares like this, I take it up underneath, because you're going to want to tighten that center a little bit anyway. So I take it in through there and just kind of take it through a few of them. Pull it through. And as you can see, when you pull on it, it tightens that up. Now, the next thing I do with this kind of a project, since I had to change colors, take the other end, the other thread that's out here that's orange. Sorry, almost forgot to show you. Stick your needle on there, put your thread over that, if I can get a hold of it, and then pull it through. There you go. And all you're really gonna do is, I just find spots where I can take the needle and go up underneath some of these stitches, like this one for instance, and then go through these two, and then I go through two more on the other side and just kind of close up that little bit of a hole. And then I'm going to work it on up through another spot, and then maybe work it through the side. You just kind of go different ways till you get it to where, what I'm going to end up doing is tying it with the other thread that I just put through there. So meet up with it over here. Okay. Now, take that out of there. And then I just tie this, because this is going to be the underside anyway, so you're not really going to see this when you've got your blanket or whatever you make out of it, the front side of it. But it also kind of hides it too. And then I cut it. Just cut it kind of, don't go all the way down, but cut it pretty close. And you see it just kind of blends in. And then, let's see, turn it a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. And then take your needle, put it through there. Okay. And I'm almost done making enough squares to make my bedspread for my bed. I only have to make, I have to think about this for a minute. 5 more? Yeah. 5 more, because I've already made 2. I only had 7 left to do, and I made 2. This is one of the 2, so I'm just sewing in the ends. So if I make 5 more squares, then I've got enough to do my blanket finally. And usually what I try to do is I find a place where I can kind of hide the thread. So I'm going to kind of go up this way. And then I'm going to go through like all these little, where it's hooked around, like that. Pretty much that's all you do, and then you just cut it. You don't have to really tie a knot in it or anything. And then turn her around. I've got 3 more strings that I need to sew in. I hope this video turns out all right. I've been trying to figure out the lighting. I've been trying to figure out how to get it to show more closer what I'm doing. So I'm trying to keep my hands a little bit out of the way so you can kind of see. I threaded that one, and then pretty much what I do is I just kind of try to get it up underneath some of these stitches. Well, if you can find a spot to go in, there we go. And I just kind of push it on through. Sometimes I go back the other way to make it more secure. Pull it through. Then I'm going to go back through this way. Don't have to tie big knots in it in that point either. Pull it through, cut off the excess. Okay, got 2 more to go. So let's do the white. Then you just go through, what you're trying to do is hide it. So what you want to do is put it through whatever color. Like this is white yarn, so you're going to want to hide it in the white, not in the orange, because it'll show up like a neon sign. Pull it on through. And you can weave it in and out in different spots, but I just like pull it on through and then I'll go back on it the other direction, because let me pull it over here a little bit so you can see. Bring it back through the other way, and that really secures it pretty good. You don't have to necessarily make a knot in it, tie a knot in it or something. Just weave it into your work. Okay, and see, I've got my last one. Move that over there. All right, so thread your needle again with the orange. Well, with your other color, whatever color you're trying to sew in. Okay, so I'm probably going to go this direction since I already went the other way with the other knot that I put in it. But you got to kind of push on it, maybe pull back and forth until you find a spot where it'll go in. Yeah, sometimes it's hard. I'm having a hard time today, my goodness. There we go. You're just trying to hide those ends. That's all you're trying to do. You can sew it in and out. You can go in and out whatever way you want to go, however you can get it to get in there. There we go. Yeah, it's not working the way I wanted it to. This one's being difficult, my goodness. But, you know, I mean, you're just trying to hide the thread, like I said. No big deal. There we go. Pull it on through. Straightened out. You can just cut this one off like that. And there you have it. All your ends are sewed in. This is the right side. This is the side that's going to show. So the little knots and stuff are in the back. And that's all there is to that. But I'm going to be adding a little video to this showing you. I had to make 84 squares to make it big enough to cover my bed. So 5 more squares and I'll have the 84. And then I'm going to try to show a little bit of a video of how you join them. There's, from what I can tell, there's about 7, maybe more ways that you can join your squares. So I found one that I really liked, and I'm going to show how I'm going to do that. And then when I get the whole project done, I'll show you what it looks like as a bedspread on my bed. Anyway, yeah, that's it on this portion of it. and I will be right back.